How to master small talk, even if social interaction feels like an extreme sport. Let's be absolutely clear from the very beginning. Small talk is humanity's most commonly avoided activity. Ranking somewhere between filing taxes and making eye contact with someone you barely know. People will forgive you for wearing socks with sandals. They will forgive you for putting pineapple on pizza. They will even forgive you for saying, "I dabble in crypto," at a party. But start talking about the weather and suddenly everyone becomes allergic to words. We treat small talk like the unwanted opening band at a concert, something you tolerate until the real show begins. The deep, meaningful, soul-level conversations where people share secrets, traumas, dreams, goals, and the kind of emotional baggage usually reserved for therapy sessions at 2 a.m. But here's the cosmic plot twist nobody wants to admit. Every single deep connection you've ever had started with awkward nonsense. Your best friend? Began with some painfully average greeting. Your soulmate? Probably started with a comment about homework, traffic, or a random complaint about life. Even your favorite coworker, the one who brings snacks, once approached you with something as bland as, "How's it going?" You hate small talk, but small talk is the doorway to everything you actually want. You cannot skip the intro level. You cannot press start game and immediately load into the final boss fight of emotional intimacy. If human connection is a journey, small talk is the airplane. You may hate boarding, but good luck getting anywhere without it. And the good news? Small talk is not nearly as terrifying once you understand the secret. Because, 1. Small talk isn't about talking, it's about observing. This is the part where introverts usually perk up. After all, observing is basically the unofficial introvert superpower. You don't need charisma. You don't need a magnetic personality. You don't even need confidence. You need active observation, which is basically paying attention to the physical world around you like you haven't been hypnotized by your phone for the past 10 years. Active observation means noticing real, tangible details, not energy, not vibes, not aura readings, just actual things. The book in their hand, the chaos of their outfit, the "help me escape" expression on their face, the nervous tapping of their foot, the way they stare at the clock like they've made terrible life choices. And that brings us to the big question. Why does small talk feel like walking on Legos? Welcome to part 2, the problems. Problem 1. You think you must be interesting. False. People don't need you to be fascinating, they need to feel acknowledged. Not worshipped, not impressed, just acknowledged like a houseplant someone finally remembered to water. Problem 2. You ask interrogating questions. What do you do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How do you know the host? Please, calm down. This is small talk, not a corporate evaluation. Problem 3. You assume awkwardness equals failure. In reality, awkwardness is simply two human brains buffering. Problem 4. You treat silence as deadly. Actually, silence is seasoning. Used correctly, it enhances flavor. Problem 5. You think small talk is shallow. Only people who are boring think small talk is shallow. Small talk is the first layer of the onion, peel it. And everything gets exponentially more interesting. Now that the problems are exposed, here comes the fun part. 3. The solutions. Step 1. Notice something small. That's it. It could be their shoes, their coffee, their keychain, their headphones, their hairstyle, their dog, their tote bag, their jacket, the disaster happening on their plate of food, literally anything. The world is a buffet of details. Pick one. Step 2. Turn your observation into a comment, not a question. Questions are homework, comments are freedom. For example, that book looks like it survived a hurricane. That jacket is a bold color. I respect the confidence. Your dog looks like he silently judges society. Your coffee order has big, "I give up" energy. Those shoes look way too clean for real life. None of these are impressive. They're not supposed to be. They simply open the door. Step 3. Embrace silence. If they don't respond, congratulations. You're still alive. Move on like a powerful, unbothered main character. Not every door leads somewhere. And that is perfectly fine. Step 4. Treat small talk like a side quest. Think of it like collecting bonus XP in a role-playing game. Low pressure, low stakes, Potentially high reward. Even if nothing happens, hey, you gained experience. At this point, you might be thinking, this seems too simple. Why does it work? That's where 4. The psychology behind it comes in. Humans crave being seen, not in a dramatic, poetic, cinematic way, just in a tiny, simple, hey, I notice you exist, way. Most people walk around convinced they blend into the background. So when someone notices a detail about them, something small, specific, and real, it feels like a glitch in the matrix. They pay attention, they open up, they soften, they stop performing and start connecting. And the best part? This technique works literally everywhere. At parties, aka introvert Hunger Games. On first dates, at cafes, on airplanes, at networking events, in elevators, during awkward Zoom loading screens, at family gatherings, or even while waiting in line behind someone debating whether to order oat milk or regular milk for 7 minutes. To prove how effective this is, let's look at 5 real social examples. At a cafe, that book looks exhausted, you must be dedicated. At a party, that chicken looks like it fought back. At Halloween, I refuse to believe there isn't a dramatic backstory behind those rubber ducks on your tie. At the airport, your suitcase has seen things. These comments don't impress, they unlock people. Suddenly, humans become talkative without being forced. And here's the big revelation. 6. Small talk is not small. It's the warm-up before the run, the handshake before the relationship, the preface before the story, the loading screen before the mission. Once you master active observation, you start seeing the world differently. You realize people are interesting even when they think they're boring. Everyone has a story, everyone has quirks, everyone has something real beneath the surface. And small talk is the key that unlocks it. Finally, we arrive at 7. Step final. Next time you're in line, instead of scrolling TikTok like a caffeinated goblin trying to escape reality, just look up, notice one detail, make one effortless comment, see what unfolds. Worst case? A tiny awkward moment that disappears faster than yesterday's notifications. Best case? A new friend, a new story, a new connection, or simply a new reason to not despise small talk. And if this guide unlocked even 1% of your inner social ninja, hit like, smash subscribe, and comment the weirdest small talk moment you've survived. The more chaotic, the better.